I just got done messing with the drone. Hopefully there's some decent clips in there, I don't know. I think I need to update the app or something. If I can, since I'm running on Android. It might be a bit of a challenge. I wasn't really talking at all while I was doing it, just because I was concentrating on so many things at once. Making sure my phone didn't fall off, the controller didn't fall off, and the drone was actually following me. But the issue I ran into is I couldn't get it into vehicle tracking. I don't know if that's the version that I'm on or what, but it lost me quite a bit, so I tried to set it up as like a tripod shot, something I can't get by myself. But yeah, we'll see how it comes out. I'll need to keep messing with it, learn all the settings. Oh. Accidentally forced it in the second. But in other news, I picked up rally rate suspension for my Tenere, and I'm running into a couple issues. I had one with the shock, and I'm having one, well, two with the forks. It's kind of making no sense. The one with the shock, I kind of solved. I called around to a couple places to see if they can help me out. And that one was an easier solution. The shock that I got the Rally Raid Adventure shock with the preload knob, and the ring that sits around the shock where the banjo bolt comes in from the preload knob was too far out to the left and was making contact with my swing arm. So what I found out was there's a little set screw in there with a little rubber bit, and if I just loosen that up, I could move that ring around because that ring is kind of free floating. So that one was an easy fix, and it seems like I have clearance now. The hard one is the forks. It's just not making sense. So in Rally Raid's instructions, they say 450 milliliters of oil. Now I measured out basically 450. And what they say is you fill it up from the bottom, pump it a couple times with your hand over it to force it down, and eventually it should level off and stop bubbling. And on their instructions they say generally you can't fit the full 450. Now when I did it, I put the 450 in through the bottom, put my hand over it to give it some pressure to push it down, and it basically ate all of the oil and went down through the compression and rebound ring. And there was no level off at the bottom. So what I did was I just capped it off, flipped it over, went through the top, put some extra oil in, and I sucked some out. And that was on the rebound first, and it took me a couple attempts just because I'm dumb and instructions slightly unclear, and I missed the step where you tighten down the top cap while holding down the 17 mil nut holding the spring guide. Which I'll get back to. So I thought I was done with it, so I kind of wrapped it up and then moved on to the compression one. Now I kind of forgot to mention that while you're pumping, you're only supposed to move it 800 mil up and down. Let's say 800, 100. I don't know what I said. And so the compression fork I did more, I guess, correct to the instructions. However, the same thing happened to where as I'm pumping it and forcing it down, it ate all of the oil. And again, in their instructions, they say 450 and that it should not exceed 450. But again, yeah, it ate the whole thing. So I flip it over, fill a little extra. That's a weird helicopter. Is it like a homemade job? So yeah, fill a little extra. Pump it a bunch from the damping rod until it just sounds like liquid squishing. And I go to tighten the fork cap. I hold down the 17 mil nut on the spring guide, and it tightens perfect. So cool, that one seems more done. However, the oil level was still in question, even though when I pumped it a bunch, I was able to suck out a bit of oil using that tusk syringe thing. And so whatever, that one seemed a bit better. But yeah, the plan was to ride the Tenere today. So I could test out the suspension. But yeah, that's not happening. So unfortunately, I'm a little disappointed. Yeah, so the issue I'm running into is the instructions are kind of ass. And the videos that are kind of out for install videos don't give the full picture. So yeah, I mean, just a couple of questions on it. Like the oil one is still in question just because they say max 450, but I probably put in more. Yeah, I was basically up till 2:30 last night working on the suspension. So hopefully I got all the right components. That would be, well, actually, maybe if it was the wrong component, that'd be an easy solution to my issue. But if it's the right component, what the hell? I'm gonna need it to work. Alrighty, but I think I'll call the video here. And I'll continue to ride a bit. See ya.